NASCAR is actually back this weekend. We're not counting that.
Real.
Yeah, we're not counting that
That's a gimmick.
whatever
Doesn't
that
count.
that sideshow carnival gimmick that they called a race. Um, we're going to preview the upcoming Indy Racing World Series League, which we had an exhibition this week. The actual season starts this Tuesday, Chicagoland Speedway. We're going to get into that, and that should be all for today. So this is Up Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flock.
I'm Eric Richardson.
So let's start with the Indy Racing World Series. So we had an exhibition.
Yeah.
Didn't it was behind closed doors. um,
Open the doors now.
yeah, the doors will be opening on Tuesday, but we had 12 drivers show up for the exhibition.
Yeah, 12 came out.
Yeah, we should have about 17 or 18, I think, in the league if everybody shows.
Yep. If everybody shows up, it's gonna pretty much triple where we had been.
Yeah, so it was intense. A lot of these guys we had never raced before. Some of them we've raced a few times with. Um, it was intense. There was a variety of skill levels. We had a few cautions mixed in there.
Yeah, what I
Um,
see. We were actually 7 cautions for 27 laps, but out of 60.
well, 64 technically.
Oh yeah. Green, white
Yeah,
checker.
I stopped for a splash. When I stopped at the end, I was just gonna make it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put an extra. I went in and put an extra couple of gallons in just because,
Just
and
be
I'm
safe.
glad I did because that pushed me over to the top for the green white checker. But you
Yeah,
walked
and
away with a second.
yeah, I was actually leading with that 2 to go, but in these Indy cars, you're sitting duck if you're up front. You have to defend hard.
Yeah,
Now,
and
if we were in the regular season or going for a championship, it would have probably been, I'm going to defend it to the point where I crash. But we changed one of the rules. Typically, our races are only going to have one fast repair, but it was a fun exhibition race. I wanted everybody to be out there and having fun. So I switched it to unlimited fast repairs.
I didn't even know
And
you
with
did that.
yeah, with the sprint nature of the race, I think, and just everybody trying to feel each other out and see how we drive and the styles, I think it led to a couple things or a couple squirrely moments that brought out the yellows. And there's others. It's going to clean up, I think, once we
There
get
were
through
some
the
there were some
season.
ill-advised moves by most of the drivers out there, including myself. Uh, we had a restart where I got my front wing taken off on the first caution because I was just smoke everywhere. I couldn't see, and I tried to slow down and I just got clipped and I had to go
Yeah,
in.
I think I was actually involved in that one. I got bumped into. I kept it going straight. Caution came out. I'm like, I'll go fix myself. And then as we were all checking up, then more chaos breaks out.
Yeah,
Then I
so
got broken.
so I got in. I fall a lap down, like 7 laps in. Get my lap back when I got the lucky dog on the next caution, and then another caution later, I work my way up and I'm starting third. And I forget who was leading, but one and two decided that one was going to race low, the other guy was like up against the wall and left this opening, and I just had this run where I'm just like, we're like a lap or two into this green flag. I should not be going 3 wide into turn 3 right now, but I'm why not? It's an exhibition. Let's do it. And so I blow past one of the cars on this run and scared the crap out of me. And I
Yeah,
didn't have quite enough to take the lead, but I'm like, hey, I'm in second. But then, like you said, you're a sitting duck up there.
yeah. If you're up front, it's tough because cars, just of the nature, they're going to get a run, and it's going to be tough.
I'm pulling up the results from
We had
last.
out of the 12 cars, we had 8 drivers lead at least one lap, and everybody had at least 2 incident count. But the fun part was we had all these wrecks, and everybody's just laughing the entire time.
I mean, it was good fun. I mean, and you could tell like the group is pretty chill. we're talking about chugging beers on the on the pace lap. I'm like, okay, if this is how the
Yeah.
season's gonna go, this is gonna be fun.
But,
Uh,
our races are going to be a little bit longer. There's only going to be one fast repair, so drivers, it was fun just to get out and race. But I think we're going to see a toned down field. It's still going to be competitive and close, but we're going to be much more calculated on our passes, and we're going to show a lot more patience.
I'm looking at the clubs that people are representing in this league. So we have Indiana, Michigan, Florida, Northwest, Texas, Indiana West, which is me, Canada, Indiana, New Jersey, Indiana, Texas. a lot of patterns there.
Yeah, good little Midwest flair in there.
Yeah, you got a lot of Indiana, got some Texas mixed in there, and then you got two of us out on the Western. But we had 8 cars finish on the lead lap. Eighth place was Mark, and he was only 2.689 seconds behind the winner. I was 2.568. I made a pass on Mark in the. I had to start at the end of the field because I paced or I pit for the green white checkered, and I just didn't have enough time to make a run. I mean, I got by Mark, but that I ran out of time. It was just a bigger
On
track. I
that
might have been able to make up another spot or so.
on that last lap, I was on the low line and caught the apron a little bit, so I tried to make sure I didn't slide out. Got past, and I was in third, but I was able to fight back and
Yeah, run
get
with
second back.
you and Joe at the end. Yeah, Joe's good too. He's
Yeah, he won at Chicago Lane last year.
yeah, he came in for like 2 races last year, and
I think
yes,
Indianapolis and Chicagoland.
yep. Derek's back. He's back trying to defend his crown. You're back. Mark's back. I'm back.
And of
Uh,
course, me and Derek were battling it out there
yeah,
at
of
the end.
course, the two of
Of
you are
course.
battling up front. Um, our old friend, Ian Miller, we mentioned, is in the league as well, and our old friend Brandon Birmingham, who used to race with us on Wednesday nights. I talked to him yesterday, and so he's got a job and he was working night shift a lot, so he didn't have time to come out and race at night. But he switched back to days recently, so he's
Yeah, it's great to have him back.
so he's it's it's just he's pretty aggressive out there, but that's what we expect. I wouldn't expect anything different out of him.
Yeah, it's fun. We got a great mix of styles from what I can tell in our drivers. Got ones that are going to be aggressive, got others I think that are going to be willing to just kind of sit back and bide their time.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these drivers. I mean, we have a lot of A-class drivers in here, but not a lot of Indy experience. So
Hmm.
uh you can tell some of the guys are like, okay, I'm not used to driving an open wheel car. This is not a stock car.
Yeah, you can tell who the open wheel racers are and who maybe like the road course racers are, and then who's been in other cars for ovals.
Oh man.
It's going to be a
So
blast of the season.
yeah, so
Still
looking
got a
at
few spots
the
left if you
yeah,
want to join in.
help us round out the field. We want to see if we can get
Come on out.
20 full-timers in there. Got Chicagoland, we got Indianapolis, we've got a trip to Road Atlanta. That caught some people off guard when you said that yesterday in the Discord that Road Atlanta was one of the road courses, but it was
Yeah,
good
there's quite a few
surprise.
looking forward to it also.
Yeah, I mean, if you've done, actually, somebody said that's the place that they should be racing at.
Yep.
Um,
I think
I
a
think
lot of
it's,
us is actually run Road Atlanta in the different sports cars.
yeah, it's a great track. It really is. Homestead Auto Club,
Auto Club's one of our 250-mile races.
Indianapolis
The
on
road
the road
course this
course,
time.
Milwaukee Mile. That's gonna be
That's
interesting.
going to be a fun night.
Oh, 140 laps, 130 caution laps.
Oh,
uh,
those first
140,
turn restart.
148 laps at Iowa, 100 laps. We're gonna go Milwaukee, Iowa, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
we get to the finale at Las Vegas and the group doesn't want to rip each other's head off by then, I think we've had a successful season. So
And
that's
then we
really
got
going to
a
test your patience with Milwaukee, which is it's I don't think it's very easy to pass. It's going to be very easy to pass there.
yeah, watching some other races, it's gonna be tough. Track position is gonna be key. But if you're holding your line and somebody makes a small mistake, you're gonna be able to pounce on it pretty quick though.
Yep, that's how you got to do it. And then
It's fun, the back-to-back short tracks, but they drive incredibly different.
I didn't realize I looked at the schedule today when I was putting it into the stats page. There's no so Homestead's on March 12th, and then there's nothing until April 2nd. I didn't realize
Mhm.
that there was a gap there, but it's uh we'll be finishing
Yeah,
up the Wednesday night dash season around that time anyway.
full disclosure, it's I may potentially be gone for those two Tuesdays in a row. And since I'm
Yeah,
basically running the league,
eventually, yes. The advantage of being the scheduler for a league is that if it's inconvenient for you, it's not going on the schedule. It's the
and
same
I think
reason why we don't have a truck race on or on oops, I just blew it.
I think we've said that we're doing
We've
trucks on.
well, I guess we have kind of have said that. Yeah, trucks, we're gonna be in the trucks next season. I guess we have mentioned that, but there won't be a truck race on May 6th because I'll be in Minneapolis during that time.
And at the moment, at least, we're looking at only two open wheel seasons throughout the course of the year,
I
unlike
think
the
that's
Wednesday Night
enough.
Dash doing three.
Yeah, I think you
Um,
got 30 races on Wednesday night dash, space it in, a fall, spring, 20 season or 20 race, 2 season behind closed doors. I think that's a lot. I
yeah,
mean,
and we
Indy
won't be
doesn't
able to.
run long seasons either. What do they have? Like
No,
20 races?
yeah, 19, I think. They're done in September or
And
what, early October.
and breaking news.
Oh, yes. Big news coming out on Wednesday. It is
The
Wednesday when we record. Don't
the
tell anybody.
uh the season finale of the Nashville street circuit that was going to go through downtown has been moved to Nashville Super Speedway. And it got mixed reaction from people.
Yeah, I've seen some where it's like about time, got to get back on the ovals, and others are like, this is stupid.
And it's like the reason it was moved out of that oval in the first place is because one, the racing was bad, but that was also 15 years ago. And two, nobody showed up. It's like, well, I think we have a pretty safe, we can safely say IndyCar and promotion has been terrible. People show up to the 500, they show up to Long Beach. They were coming to Nashville for the novelty of it, but
Long Beach and Indianapolis are just iconic staples of the series.
yep.
Even going to the road course at Indianapolis last year, I parked just outside of turn one for like $10 and there was no traffic leaving.
You do that for the 500, you're going to be sitting there for a long time if
Yes.
you can get that close.
For the 500, I park a mile away, pay $20 to drop it in somebody's yard, and it's far enough away and I know my side streets and I get out fairly quick.
We used to park when we'd go to the race. We parked down when you go down 16th Street, and then there was that strip mall.
Yep.
We just park in the strip mall and walk a mile, so we wouldn't have to pay for parking.
I park on the well, we'll be back in the short shoot between turns one and two again this year. So we'll park kind of that mile away on the southeast corner. Um, we'd be walking towards turn two as we come in. And it's a pretty good spot to get out from right
Well,
there.
I mean, I guess it turns into Crawfordsville Road when it angles after that roundabout. 16th Street turns into like a neighborhood. Yeah, so you angle up and you go down Crawfordsville Road, and then like right after you get off of 465, there's this strip mall. There's like a Kohl's and a Kroger and a TJ Maxx. We would just drop the car there and walk.
Yeah, not a problem to walk a mile and a half for 500 race day.
But yeah, that would take you in right at kind of that main gate at turn one. Yeah, and I remember the time we did that, I was sitting in turn three. So not only did I enter at turn one, I had to walk all the way around the track.
And we're talking about a 2.5 mile track here, not
Yeah, that was a bit of a haul getting over there. But yeah, so IndyCar and their promotion, yeah, we know they need to do a better job of that. Like you can get people into the seats, just do it. Put some
yeah,
effort into it.
Road Atlanta would be a great track to see on the schedule. Going back to Phoenix would be another, I think, great one, especially with the redesign.
I think it works. I think between the multi-line racing that Jimmy Johnson pointed out that you can do this in this car. Because before that, it was just a ton of follow the leader in that series for a long
Mhm.
time on the ovals. And Jimmy comes out here and is like, all right, stock car boys, we're going too wide into this turn. People are like,
Yeah, I watched him at Texas, but then it really woke everybody up when he's just ripping the high line at Iowa.
yeah, and everyone's
The
like, what?
announcers are
You
like,
could, yeah, like
he's crazy. What is he doing?
you got like Scott Dixon,
He
like
made
you
it
can do
work.
that. So thank you, Jimmy Johnson. You have saved open wheel oval racing.
Well, it's great. It's unfortunate they're not at Texas, but last year before the
Hey,
race, they did a high line only practice session.
I mean, you lose Texas, but you gain Milwaukee, you gain Nashville. So it's like, okay, we're +1.
Yeah, we'll take it.
I'm still wondering
No,
about the what's that called? The Thermal Club.
oh yeah.
It sounds like the tickets there are not going to be cheap if you can even get tickets.
Oh, I highly doubt an average person like us could get in.
Yeah, and we are pretty average. Um, so oh yeah, there's kind of this big race this weekend.
What is it? Where is
I
it?
I don't know. I think they race on a beach somewhere.
They did used to race on the
Yeah, they
beach,
do.
which is awesome. But then they
Well,
build
times
a
times are a
high
little different.
bank 2.5 mile trioval.
And there's a forecast of rain.
Let's hope they throw the caution flag in time this time.
Well, that wasn't
Unlike
an issue at Daytona. They did that at what was it, New Hampshire a couple years ago, where they waited too long.
it was the um second
Kyle
race
Kyle
when
Busch had a
it was what 2 seasons ago, second race at Daytona. It started raining in turn one and the entire field started to slide.
oh yeah. That was that one where like they had to hold off Cody Ware at the end. Oh man. Um
Hopefully
he's
the
gonna be
rain holds
back
off
this
so they
year,
can run.
actually.
Yeah,
Cody
he got
yeah,
cleared of
the
everything.
charges were dropped and he's gonna be running a part-time schedule, so you know, who knows? Only a couple people know what exactly happened there, but I guess good for his career.
If that all is the case, it's kind of unfortunate that it went that way first before everything was cleared, but I like get it from the sponsorship side of
Yeah,
things too. It's
got
a tough spot.
all right. So Daytona's forecast for Sunday: rain likely, high around 60. Sunday night, steady light rain in the evening, showers continuing late.
So very good possibility this thing goes on Monday.
Yeah, yeah. The President's Day Daytona 500.
Hey, a lot of people won't be working, so they can watch.
I'll be working, but I'll be
I
working
work
right
too.
here. I got the TV right here. We'll be able to watch it. Um,
I have the TV on in my office.
Saturday it's supposed to rain as well, so looks like we'll get the truck. Yeah, Saturday rain likely, high of 63. Saturday night rain potential for rain. Saturday night potential for heavy rainfall. Chance of rain 100%.
At least the good thing is when it stops raining, the track will dry faster because it is so steep.
And Friday night looks like it's going to be clear. So it looks like we'll get the ARCA and the truck race out of the way.
Do they move Xfinity to Friday?
Probably not.
Or I guess maybe move Xfinity to the prime time and put ARCA at 11 o'clock at night.
Well, I mean, they have the truck race Friday night.
I'm kind of wondering if they try to adjust the schedule as if they lose out on two,
So,
would they run both
or
on Monday?
excuse me. There is no, I stand corrected. The ARCA race is Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. The Xfinity race is at 5. The truck race is at 7:30 Friday night. And then you just have practice. You got qualifying for the truck in the ARCA series Friday afternoon. And then Sunday at 2:30 Eastern, you have the Daytona 500. Probably not. So we will, looks like we will be doing this on Monday, probably.
And once this goes live, our information may be way off depending on what weather and forecast and what NASCAR chooses to do. So if you're listening currently and trying to get our updates, we may be incorrect.
And
Disclaimer.
yes, as of this recording, that is the schedule. The yeah, we're planning on launching we recorded on Sunday night, release it Monday morning, a racing update. But if like Saturday, Sunday gets rained out, there's not really going to be much to talk. We might have to do a Monday night show then.
Yeah, I could find 10 minutes to do that.
So I have to ask you, I don't have a Menards near me, but have you been to a Menards lately?
Oh yeah, go quite a bit.
Have you noticed on any of the merchandise or your receipts or anything, any like ARCA logos?
Uh, actually, I think I have seen one. I don't
Somebody
remember.
pointed out that they printed their receipt at Menards a while back, and they had an ARCA Menards series logo on the back of their receipt. I'm like, that's some good advertising.
The last time I was in one was leading up to Christmas.
I
It
don't
maybe Thanksgiving.
have. Well, let's see. Let's see what the closest Menards to my.
I have one just up the road in Lansing.
Looks like Cheyenne, Wyoming, or Garden City, Kansas.
That is a long drive for you.
Yeah. Yeah, they have not made it out this way yet.
I may have to go on Saturday and pop in and just get something so I can see.
Well, the other thing too is it says if you type in ARCA in the search on Menard's website, they actually sell an ARCA Menard shirt, but it says that it's only sold in stores. Just a basic gray shirt that says ARCA Menard series on it. $9.99 each.
If I am up in Lansing, I will take a look.
And if you find one, I would like you to pick me up a medium.
I think I can manage to do that.
Yeah. I'll sport the ARCA Menards. ARCA is a lot of fun to watch.
How
It's
about
kind
that?
of it's kind of crazy. Like the Arkham and Arts series, if you've never watched it before, I mean, it's a developmental league for down the tiers of NASCAR, and it's a lot of like 15, 16-year olds that are like taking that step from like late model, or you have like these hobbyists that wanted to get into racing and drive themselves. So there's like a dude in the Arkham and Arts series last year who's like 60 years old.
I'll race that series.
Let's see. Let's look at the ARCA West schedule this year. Shane Van Gisbergen will be running in the Daytona ARCA race because I guess he needs it to qualify for his for something. All right, schedule ARCA West. Let's see what's up.
It says not available at my store.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It says visit a store to special order.
Okay. Hey, I want to special order one of these ARCA Menards t-shirts.
I will do it too.
I should go after them on social media. I'm like, hey, Menards, what's the deal with this?
Yeah, I'll check out a Menard store maybe this weekend if I'm up in Lansing.
So,
See if I
so
can find
here's
this
your
the
so
shirt.
here's your ARCA West schedule. This is actually a lot of fun. They start the season in Phoenix. They go to Irwindale, Kern.
We've done that one.
Yeah, Kern. They go to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. Then they go to Portland. Then they go to Sonoma. Then they're back to Irwindale. Then they go to some place called Shasta Speedway. I want to say that's in like Northern California. Anderson, California, wherever that is. Oh, it is way up north. Like it's, when you go north of Sacramento, there's that lonely highway in the middle of the state that goes to Oregon. It's like halfway in between Sacramento and the state line.
Oh wow.
That's like nothing. And then there's Tri-City Raceway, Madera Speedway, All American Speedway. Then they go to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway once again. And then they go to Phoenix Raceway to close out the year. If you go to the full ARCA Menard series, they go to Daytona, Phoenix, Talladega, Dover, Kansas, Charlotte, Iowa, Mid-Ohio, Berlin, Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park, Salem, Elko, Michigan. They're back to Michigan. Illinois State Fairgrounds, the Milwaukee Mile, Duquonin State Fairgrounds, Watkins Glen, Bristol, Kansas, and then they close out the year at Toledo.
So it's funny. I'm checking this shirt and through spot checking, it's not available at any location,
Come on, Menards.
but it's available for special order.
How do you special order then?
It says visit a store.
I actually still have, like, these gloves are probably 10 years old, but I've got a pair of these like mechanics gloves, and they're Menards mechanics gloves, and they have Paul Menard when he drove the 27. And so like I have these Paul Menard mechanics gloves that I use to like work in the yard. And like I said, they're a decade old. I wear them all the time and they're still in great shape too. So shout out to Menards.
Yeah, I'll check it out if I get up there.
Yeah, I just searched NASCAR and you can get yourself a pair of Ryan Blaney performance work gloves. They also, that's the craziest thing. I don't understand why this shows up. I searched NASCAR just to see what would come up in Menards. And I swear to God, there is a fire log that you put into your fire pit or your fireplace. It is a KFC brand, as in Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's called the Colonel Harlan Sanders 11 Herbs and Spices Fire Log. And the tagline underneath it says, smells like fried chicken.
I am looking at that right now.
Do you have a fireplace?
I don't.
Do you have a fire
I guess I
pit?
can do it outside.
Yeah, you have a fire pit. Make your backyard smell like KFC.
Now, I did the same thing, maybe on your screen too. To the left of it is an inflatable wacky man.
I saw that too.
Then, at least on my other side of it, is the Meadowview Log Home material list for $126,000.
Yeah, you buy a kit home and a log that smells like KFC. Ah, I love Menards. I wish we had Menards out here.
I may need to do it just to see if it actually does smell like
Go
KFC.
go into Menards. Hey, I'm looking for your KFC log. Where is it? Oh man, I almost bought this inflatable Christmas ornament at Menards the one year, and it was this giant helicopter that was like probably 10 or 15 feet long, and Santa Claus is in the helicopter and the propeller would spin, and it was called the Ho Ho helicopter. I'm like, I should put this in my front yard for Christmas. It'd be fantastic, and I was overruled.
I should do those Ryan Blaney work gloves and turn them into my driving gloves.
Oh,
The
good old
budget
Menards.
driver.
So anyway, assuming we have a Daytona 500 at some point, this is going to be Kyle Busch's 20th race, I believe, 20th Daytona 500. He has practically done everything else in the sport except win the Daytona 500. Does he finally snap that this year?
It's Daytona.
I mean, if you look at who's won at Daytona over the years, it could be anybody.
Oh, so while we're looking there, the one question I was going to toss out, set our projections now. Final four in Phoenix. Who are you taking?
Oh, Final Four. You have to assume that two Hendrick cars are going to claim two of those four spots. So I'm going to say probably Byron and Larson again. I think Chase Elliott's going to win races this year, bounce back from his awful season of last year, which included a suspension, but I don't think he makes it. So I'm going to say Byron, Elliott, or Byron, Larson. Um, Probably a Penske guy gets in, probably Logano, because he seems to do better in even years. Have you noticed like Logano's in odd years he does terrible, in even years he does great.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so there three of your four are gonna be Larson, Byron, Logano, and I'm gonna just say for the fun of it, Denny Hamlin will be the fourth.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Larson too. I think he's going to get in. I can see Chase Elliott doing it though. He's been there before. He's a title winner. Bounce back here. Oh,
I
I'd
mean,
see maybe somebody like Bell getting in.
Bell could very well do it.
Let's go Bell. And I'm kind of in that toss up. Kind of want to go Kyle Busch.
Do you think
I mean,
Childress is going to be competitive this year?
he was able to run and he knocks enough cars out of the way that he's going to get his wins.
Kurt Busch has won the Daytona 500.
I go Busch, Bell, Larson, and Elliott.
So we got one. Yeah, Larson's the only one we agree on. Yeah, looking
I
back
had to
at
go something different. I didn't
yeah,
want to pick the same three of the four.
yeah, well, yeah, it's almost like yeah. I mean, two Hendrick cars are going to get there. Probably not Alex Bowman, but
If
I
they
mean,
run like they have, three are going to do a lot of wins.
yeah. So looking back at your Daytona 500 winners over, in this century, so Michael Waltrip has won twice. Ward Burton, Jamie McMurray, Trevor Bayne, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Austin Cindric, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. All of those guys you don't really associate with consistent winning in NASCAR, but yet all of them have won the Daytona 500
The joy of restrictor plate tracks.
and just not getting involved in the big accident at the end, which Michael McDowell was the benefactor of that in 2021. I don't remember. I don't really remember much of Cindric's win. That's his only win in the Cup Series, isn't it?
Yeah, he defended the lines very well. It's cool. I got to see that car on display at Daytona.
Yep, he yeah, I mean you have to there's some criticism there with Austin Cindric and who's his dad? Tim Cindric. Who's Tim Cindric? The Team Penske president.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
According to this, Austin Cindric's grandfather was the founder of Red Roof Inn.
Interesting.
All right. So, but who's going to win this weekend? Because it could be anyone.
Anybody in the field.
All right.
Even last year, up until one of those late crashes, Travis Pastrana had a chance to win the Daytona 500.
Did. I forgot all about that, but he did.
And it was a legitimate chance. So prediction, anybody who starts.
As long as that car takes the green flag, you have a chance to win. Unless you're Jacques Villeneuve. Oh, remember that when he ran and he just got stuck out by himself, and there goes the field, and there's Jacques a good 15 miles an hour slower than everyone else.
And if it is raining, watch out for the jet dryers on the track.
Yeah, Juan Pablo. Someone was saying that when Juan Pablo Montoya crashed into the jet dryer, they said, do you think that was Ganassi's like, okay, we're done with this guy? Like, great IndyCar driver, great, great open wheel driver, Formula One. Not so good in NASCAR. Isn't his son in like Formula 2 now or something like that?
I think so.
I mean, Montoya has 5 wins in the Indy 500, or in the IndyCar series, rather, including the Indy 500. He won 10 wins in the Champ Car series. He had 7 wins in Formula One. He won twice in the Cup Series, and he won once.
One somewhere in NASCAR.
Yeah, he won one in the Xfinity Series. And yes, his 2 wins in the Cup Series, Sonoma and Watkins Glen.
Makes sense.
Do you see that clip on social media that was going around of the in-car audio of the drivers getting mad at Danica Patrick at, I think it was Martinsville the one year?
I saw something with Daytona, but not that one.
Yeah, it was Martinsville, and they're like, Tony Stewart, who I think was her car owner at the time, basically said, tell the 10 to knock it off, or I'm going to take her out myself. It's like, I know Tony Stewart was infamously a hothead behind the wheel, but that's pretty bad when, as the car owner, you are going to take out your driver.
Still by far, I think my favorite Danica moment is her walking down pit road to get after Ryan Briscoe
Yeah, yeah,
at the 500.
yeah. That was fantastic.
And then her like security guys like stop, get over to the other side.
Which we saw in person.
Yeah. The race we were at on watching on the big screen, like, uh-oh.
Yeah, place is going nuts. There she is walking down pit road. And you see the shot of Ryan Briscoe in the car with his visor. His visor.
She was plenty far back and walked what, like 3 or 4 pit stalls and
Yeah, like, don't do this, Danica. Don't do this.
get off the track. Because it's still a live track.
Well, one of the in the Martinsville clip, they're lining up after a caution, and like Logano's getting upset at her about diving on people, and um I think the best one was Kenseth, where they said on the caution, his spotter says you're gonna have to line up behind the 10, and he goes, behind the 10? Still to this day, I'm upset at myself that I never went to a US Grand Prix at Indianapolis.
I wish I had.
I mean, not the year that all the drivers walked out of the race, but one of the other years would have been okay.
Yeah, there were some good races there.
Not that one. The guy who actually finished third, Giancarlo Fischelia, that was his only podium ever in Formula One. Oh, man. Was it '06 where everybody walked out? Or no?
I don't remember the year right off.
Oh, it was 2005 was the tire. Oh, excuse me. It was Tiago Montanaro driving for Jordan Toyota, who that was his only podium ever. Yeah. 6 drivers started the race. Both Ferraris, both Jordans, both Minardi Cosworths. Everyone else parked it.
So crazy, get all the machinery and equipment over and don't race.
I mean, it was a fair. They all, yeah, 0 laps withdrew. Crazy stuff. Anyway, wrap this up. Might have a Daytona on Sunday, probably not, but looking forward to watching some NASCAR this weekend at some point, or watching it on Monday, but we shall see.
Yeah, should be fun either way when they
So
run.
tune in for the premiere of the Indy Racing World Series on Stadium Scene TV Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Good field, good racing. If Wednesday, what day was it? Tuesday. I don't even know my days anymore. That's a prediction of how the season's gonna go. It's gonna be very entertaining.
Oh yeah. And Wednesday, the Roval.
Will not be there.
You're just gonna be sitting back watching on your phone and laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I'll have my phone or laptop pulled up and I'm gonna be watching.
I think my advice for Taka for Tuesday, I told him, I said, make sure that you have the radio muted on the broadcast. In the Discord, there was some colorful language flying around there. A lot more colorful than Wednesday night, that's for sure. But still, it was good. It was, no, it was more just oh bleep, just kind of that stuff, not swearing at anybody, but um, you know, here goes nothing. This is what we've been waiting for a long time, and it's finally happening Tuesday night.
Yeah, a little over a year later.
Better late than never.
Yep.
At FR Racing Online, FRRacingOnline.com. If you want to get into the Indy Racing World Series, it's $10 broadcast fee. It's $1 race. And head to FRRacingOnline.com/IRWS. And the old BCD link works too if you, for whatever reason, want to type that in too. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Take care.